What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Friday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great as I sit here for this surprise live. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. I don't know what the conversation is going to be, but I'm definitely down to talk. I'm here for maybe not the longest time in the world, but I didn't want to plan it. I didn't want to pre-plan it because honestly, I was contemplating not even doing it because I was exhausted. But here I am. We're here. We're live. So what's up? Jay Dublo, what's up, man? What are you guys saying? For me personally, I just kind of been watching a lot of what's going on in the world, and the world is crazy right now, man. The stuff that's going on, the stuff that we're seeing, the social justice crap, everything that goes along with it, man. Honestly, brother, I don't got nothing planned for the weekend. But what's up, HR? I'm just chilling, brother. I ain't got nothing planned. I felt like doing the live, but I'm a pretty laid back dude. I don't do much, man. I like to just chill out and relax because when I have a lot going on, when I got so much going on in my life, I tend to get overwhelmed. So I try not to do too much. P. Dano, man, what's up? What are you saying? Bunjo, what's going on, my brother? If you guys go over to Bunjo's channel, I just did a bit of a podcast over there. I didn't do the full thing because I obviously I worked today and I had to get home and stuff, and I wanted to do this live. But go check it out, man. Go check out his channel. What's the topic of conversation today? What do you guys want to talk about? What exactly? Jamie, what's up? Let's get a question. Let's get a topic of conversation so we can get the ball rolling. Hey, Matt, laptop up last time. How you been? I'm good, brother. Not the legend. All right, thank you. What hot buttering is? I have no idea. Oh, you mean like pouring hot butter on somebody's face? Yeah, that's not fun. What's your opinion on the corona? No, we can't do that on the channel, brother. I don't want to get my channel shut down. And that's exactly what they will do. Jordan Hicks, man. Cheers, brother. It's not my place to tell you what to do there, Jay. I think that's a decision you have to make on your own, my brother. I know it's you, Steve. What to expect the last month before release? I would say that the last month before release, you're really anxious and it's hard to sleep. You kind of start running through everything you want to do in your head, and you can just overwhelm yourself. And like I said, not be able to sleep. So I think the best thing to do when you're just about to get out is just to keep a low profile, try to sober up, get all the weed and everything out of your system before you ever get out so you're not tempted. I think that's the best idea. Stack hundos. Okay, brother. Shout out to Region. What was the most helpful thing you learned or got out of treatment? So I'd say that the most helpful thing I learned out of treatment was how to control my own personal power and control issues. I had a hard time with confrontation. I had a hard time with people telling me about myself, and it was something that really, really dug deep with me, and I protected myself and I sheltered myself through intimidation, through violence. And even though a lot of the time it was subconscious, I didn't even realize what was happening. The people around me were saying to the staff and stuff, oh, he's bullying, he's intimidating. And I had no clue. It's just my energy. So I feel like I learned to kind of tone it down a notch, carry myself a little bit more with a little bit more civility than just constant on edge all the time. And I think that just taught me how to be a better person and to look at the small behaviors in my life that lead to the major consequences. It's not just one thing that happens suddenly and your whole life falls apart. There's a trail, there's a paper trail that kind of follows it. And if you look, in most cases, you can find that one simple decision that changed your path or your destiny and landed you in prison. And, if that's enough. I was talking to wifey last night about brother's murder charge and realized he won't be out until he's 72. That hurt. That does hurt, brother. That does hurt. Ryan Foster, did you? No, I met the love of my life long before Niagara Falls. Cupid Drew, what's up? Jordan Hicks, any advice for family court? ODX $75 and back, $75,000 in back support. I've been paying, but in default court with Fro. We're going to give a final order in September. Yeah, I don't know what to say on that, brother. I would say that, most likely they're going to make you do some time. It seems to be the way that it goes. Greener, man, thank you very much. Okay. I know the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is a classic. Not Emilio Estevez, the forgotten about Sheen. The real star. He's at Workworth. What do you mean no parole? Like, you can't get a life sentence with no parole. So, what was his life sentence and how old was he when he got that sentence? Nick Matcham. Winning. I think in America, they would jail you before you owed a fraction of that. Yeah, and in Canada, they will jail you. A lot of guys, I've seen guys literally get snatched off the street when they're walking down the street with their kid for parking tickets or speeding tickets or something that they don't pay in time and they fail to appear in court. And they don't even realize, and they're sentenced to like 45 days, 30 days, 60 days, and they don't care about your job. They don't care about nothing. You waive all your rights as soon as you don't show up at court. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What poutine spot do you recommend as the best? I don't know. I'm not much of a poutine dude. I don't hate poutine, but I live in Canada, So it's been here my whole life. I got a cat, but I also want a dog. That's something I'm going to end up getting. A cat was more of like a sensible decision. And I actually rescued the cat. I found him in an excavator turret, the part that makes the machine spin. He fell out of there covered in oil and grease with his brother. And I ended up keeping one of them. So for me, it was meant to be, And he's a nut. He's a little maniac. But I definitely will get a dog eventually. I don't want a pit bull, though. Did you ever see rehabilitation in the movie Idiocracy? I don't get the question. I don't get the question. How did you motivate yourself to start working and doing better? I think just being tired of seeing death, sadness, tragedy, just tired of just giving my life away to a system. And, it was a fairly easy decision for me this time, but it took me a long time to make that decision. So, oh, my cat's name is Tonka. because I found him in a machine, so we named him Tonka. Rehabilitation is the punishment for crimes in idiocracy. They run people over with monster trucks. That's crazy. That's how I got my cats. It started when I was living on the street and ended up having a connection with cats ever since. Yeah, like this is the thing. I had cats growing up. I always had dogs as well. But, I'm just an animal lover as a whole. I also have a hamster. I'd like to get a little bearded dragon or something like that as well. There's lots of things I would like to do. And a dog is definitely there for me too. I want a smart dog. A pit bull is smart for sure, but they're stubborn. They're not as easy to train. And they're expensive if you want from a reputable breeder to make sure you're not getting some inbred crazy dog. So, it just depends. I'd like a little Frenchie. I'd like a Malinois, something that I can run. It depends. He had a chance to plead for 6 years, turned it down, and after 3 years, dead time, and fought the charge and lost sentence, which is 25 years, no parole because of past record. Should have took the years, man. Listen, the advice that I give to anybody who's ever facing an M charge, if you ever get years without the M attached, the L attached, you take it. Don't play with your life. I also know a guy who got offered 10 years. He turned the 10 years down. His lawyer told him he'd beat the charge. He was found guilty and got sentenced to life 25, and I'm sure he's still in prison to this day. Border Collies are smart for sure. Poodles are also smart, but they're also very high energy. Take a lot of work. Yo, Matt, unrelated topic, but what's the best movie I've seen lately? I haven't watched a lot of movies. I love the movie Zero Dark 30. I love that movie. I can't remember what the movie's called, but I love the movie. It's with Tom Hardy and James Gandolfini. Tom Hardy's like a bookie. He owns a bar. He's like a bookie. I can't remember what the movie's called. Movie's dope. What's Life 25 in Canada? So Life 25 in Canada means that you have a life sentence with eligibility for parole after 25 years. And if you're in the building, go up and hit that like button. It helps the channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, we did. Me and my girlfriend, we went to Niagara Falls. And that was super cool. The Drop, that's my movie, man. I love that movie. And we have some other plans for the year for sure. But honestly, because of COVID, I feel like the year's just been flying by. So it's just been a tough year. Muskoka is packed with tourists for sure, 100%. 12 Strong is a good movie too. I've seen 12 Strong. I'm not a super war movie dude, I like crime drama or just drama. I like movies that make me think. I like movies with kind of unexpected twists. But I haven't watched a lot of movies lately, I'll be honest. I only really watch TV when I go to sleep or when I eat. It's pretty much it. Black Mass is dope. But, I just think that, as a whole, I don't really approve of the whole Hollywood message either. I think that this whole, social justice act, because that's what I'm going to call it, I feel like most of these people are millionaires that could really care less about what we think or what we're going through. And at the end of the day, even if they do, they don't really understand, and it's not that people that are successful and have millions of dollars don't go through their own things, because I'm sure they do. But I just feel like this whole perpetual act that goes on in Hollywood, all the virtue signaling, I don't love it. Hey, after a fight, what's the injury that took longest to heal? If you want to donate to my channel, brother, you can go to some of my old videos and go to the PayPal. I haven't put up a link on my PayPal probably for a few videos. But that's what I would do. I just go back like 10 or 20 videos. Go back like 6 months ago. I'm going to start putting it up again. And believe me, we're going to start putting up more stuff. I'm learning how to use a computer. I'm learning how to just do other things as well. And we're just going to start speaking on stuff. Like, I have an opinion, you know? I feel like I have an opinion. And I feel like some things aren't spoken on. Some things aren't defended. And it's like, we're in a time where it's just crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. It's like masculinity is under attack. Freedom of speech is under attack. You know, we're in Canada. We don't really technically have freedom of speech, but like, I just feel like it's gotten a lot worse. Like, if you have a difference of opinion from the mob, then you're definitely shunned or looked down on, or they try to cancel you or make you lose your job. And I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. But definitely, yeah, I would say my worst injury was in a fight. Man, I never had a lot of bad injuries in fights. I got jumped once really bad. They just kicked my face in pretty bad. I probably had a concussion and stuff. But I got smoked in the face with a frying pan in my last bit. That sucked. I had a big goose egg like this. Boom, right in the center of my forehead. But I never got a lot of injuries in fight. I never really had injuries. I don't break bones. I've never broken a bone in my life except for like a toe or a finger. It just never happened. I just think that as a community, you know, we got to get to a place where we care more about the next person than our likes, our retweets, or our clout. You know, like, we think about how our actions have consequences and how things we say, you know, necessarily don't. And I think that a lot of the time that can get misconstrued, you know, like, I don't believe that words are violence. I don't believe that, because I've seen real violence. You know what I mean? Real violence. So it's not the same. Yo, bro, looking at a case with a charge that comes with minimum 4 years. They just offered me a deal, plead to lesser charge, and they'll give me 18 months. What do you think about that? Depends on what the charge is, bro. You know, typically if they're throwing a deal at you, it can either mean two things. Either they have zero evidence on you and they want to get a conviction, or two, they have a bunch of evidence on you and you're a first-time offender or a second-time offender. They just don't want to hold you up in the system. They just kind of want to get it done with. But more times than not, they don't have evidence, because believe me, if they are throwing deals, if they have evidence on you, they ain't throwing deals at you. It's not happening. They're going to tell you, no, we got you. So you can just fight the charge and see what happens. You know, and maybe you could get yourself into a joint submission where your lawyer and the Crown agree on a certain sentence, and typically the judge won't supersede that. But like, I don't know. I think that you should be okay, bro. But I'd look at your whole disclosure before you make any decisions. Look at what kind of evidence they have on you. Do they have physical evidence? Is it circumstantial? Do they have DNA evidence or fingerprints or anything like that? And you weigh out the options. Don't let somebody else do that for you. Know the information yourself. How do feds react to another one when they know they're wrong? You ever see feds fight each other? I've never seen feds fight each other. I've seen guards argue a little bit, but no. I got traumatic brain injury from the last assault, and most traumatic thing about it is from my son. I say it was crack booze that assaulted me, not my boy. Wow. I don't know what to say to that. DJ Donnelly, hi. How are you? Sean Eastside, man. You always got to think about things, you know. Sometimes it's not worth just pleading guilty. I know sometimes it can stop you from doing time. Maybe you can't get a bail and you don't want to sit for 6 months, 8 months, or a year, or whatever it is. But sometimes the conviction is worse than sitting. You know, that conviction just sets you up for failure for the rest of your life. That's something you need to think about. That's what I'm saying, Sharif. That's damn, right? Is that facts? Yeah, I don't really understand. None of your business, what that means. All is forgiven. He's done the time, but now I'm fully aware of what he's capable of. Yeah. So any man who or child who will assault his own family, you know, I understand that there's certain circumstances where that would be logical, you know, like maybe you've experienced physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse from your family, and then I could understand that. But somebody who just lashes out violently against their mother, their father, their brothers, their sisters without any real provocation, to me is a problem, man, because you know, your family is your last line of defense and support. So if you're prepared to attack them physically and break that bridge, then there's something wrong upstairs, you know? Like, I've been a pretty hardened criminal, but I've always loved my family. I've always thought about my family. I've always cared about how my actions affect them. Tried always not to bring that stuff to the house, you know, and I just think that that's a sign of things. Now, of course, you're going to love your child or your family member, regardless if they assault you or not, but you definitely need to be careful. Bobby's World, what's up? Matt, you make a great point about accepting guilt. I'm almost 10 years after and still waiting for a pardon. For me, there's no pardon probably coming in my future, and I'm okay with that. I understand that the things that I did, the decisions that I made, put me in the position that I'm in. Maybe I can't travel to the US or Australia or places like that, but there's definitely still places I can go. And at the end of the day, if I'm not meant to travel, I'm not meant to travel. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I just think that the fact that I'm even here is good enough. You know, I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys free like. I just think that's great. Yeah, I think alcohol for some people can be like that, T dot. You know, I think that um, anything though, typically when you have deep past traumas that are just buried and you haven't worked on them, I think that anytime you get an intoxicant involved, it can kind of give you that freedom to kind of speak your mind. And I think alcohol, one thing that it does is provides you with confidence. And I think that a lot of the time that can lead to what's called liquid courage. You know about that. But, you know, then for some people, it doesn't do that. It just depends on each, I would say. 100% positive outlook, respect. You got to have a positive outlook, man, because manifestation, whether you believe it or not, is real. I don't care what anybody says. If you believe negativity is going to happen, it's going to happen. You want proof? Look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have a fan base that believes they're going to fail every time. And what happens? They fail every time. It's the power of the mind, man. I'm telling you, manifestation. Your mentality is your reality. Exactly. You can travel to Japan for 90 days. The airport only check for warrants, and even that's questionable. The only issue would be getting to your visa and actually live here, and the record could come up. I definitely can get a passport. I just can't go to Australia. I can't go to the US, and I think maybe Great Britain. Not sure. Why is it that it sees? I don't understand, Sean. Why is it that it seems everybody's Do you get to enjoy all the long weekend, or do you have to work on Monday? No, I definitely get to enjoy the long weekend. Thank you very much. It's amazing, and I'm excited about it. I'm still waiting to see what this guy meant. Do you get to? We should be good to hit anywhere in the British Commonwealth. No, I don't know. I might be able to go to Britain. I have no idea because we're members of the British Commonwealth. At least I think we are. I have no idea. Why is it that it seems everybody's a rat these days? I just think everybody's always kind of been a rat, bro. I think it just depends on what situation they're put in, you know? I think it takes a special kind of person to own up to their shit and accept responsibility, you know? And I feel like for someone like me who, you know, had no problem saying, hey, man, it was me, blah, that's rare. That is super rare. And nobody is prepared to accept consequences for their actions if they can pawn it off on somebody else, whether it's solid or not. And I just think that most people just are never put in that circumstance or that situation because they don't surround themselves with those kind of people. So they're not exposed as being that way. But the reality is, most people are going to throw you under the bus if it comes to losing their freedom, even for 1 minute. You'd be surprised, man. People you think are like, boom, boom, just throw you under the bus. Maybe it's because they don't want to do time, or maybe it's for money. You hear stories about it all the time. Guys getting shot in the face by guys that are their own homies because they saw 10 grand. Or guys ratting out their boys from when they were growing up because they don't want to do some time or wait for trial. Or even if you're in a situation, like in my opinion, if you're in like a murder beef, say there's 3 of you co-accused, and you plead out, same shit. Might as well just sign the paperwork. Canadian person, what's up? Me and my brother live together and fight at least once every 3 months. And I've done it all our life. Cops involved multiple times. We still get over it. He's your brother, you know? At the end of the day, he's your brother. And this is the thing. I don't include civilians into that conversation because I believe that as a civilian, you're raised to believe that the police are there to help you. They're there to protect you and support you. And for most people, that is the case. Not for everybody, but for most people, that is the case. When you break the law, though, that changes, you know. You sign a contract basically saying, I don't fuck with them. I ain't fucking with the cops. There's none of that. And then the reality is, though, most people, they sign up for that lifestyle because they see the glamorous part of it, the money, the cars, the girls, the drugs, the living free, right? But then as soon as it comes to paying the piper, doing their time, they're not prepared to do that. And the reality is, all my criminal history did my crime alone because I didn't trust people. I didn't trust that people would be solid. And that's just life. And understand that when you're dealing with criminals, in some cases you will meet stand-up guys, but in most cases you're dealing with the shady guys, the scum of the earth, guys that'll steal from you, rob from you, kill you, stab you for a little bit of money. So you got to be militant, be on your toes. And that's why it's the best to just avoid that life. That's why drug dealers never win. Bank robbers never win. Fraud artists never win. They never win. You surround yourself with shady, you lose every time. Hold on. Vol, I was in the hearse for a week playing and kicked ass from my past. I was scared of jealousy, but got more props. Volleyball. I didn't even know they had volleyball in the hearse. Damn. You got to understand, I got a lot of people on here, man. There's people that's just... I know it's not that much. I'm lying. Did you listen to death metal? No, I don't. I heard there were a lot of sex in Quebec prisons. I have no idea. I've never been in a Quebec prison, so it's not something I can answer for you. I shut my mouth when I had the SWAT team kick my door for selling. That's it. And it's scary, man. People think it's all fun and games, but it's not. Gotta fly. Have a great long weekend. Keep up the good vibes. Appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. If you're a civilian, you're a civilian. You know, it's not being a rat. It's how you're brought up. Yep, one of my close family members got pinched, kept his mouth shut, and got nothing from his partner. Not a letter, not a... Yeah, that's the case. It always goes, man. You know, people are your friends when you're up and you're successful and you have some clout behind your name or maybe some power behind your name. But as soon as you fall off, you get arrested, people forget about you. You should get a job as a prison guard. I don't, you know, honestly, I can't tell you a fight story. I got to go right now because I got to eat. But listen, we are going to do another live this weekend, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know yet. I'm going to surprise you guys. Poor career choice. Prison guard is a horrible career choice. Hey, funny guy, mine Colin. What's up, brother? Don't worry, man. I'm check you out. You should give me a link. Post a link somewhere on my Instagram for one of your videos or something. I can check it out. You guys have a good weekend, man. I appreciate you guys. And go check out Bunjo. Was it The Life of Bunjo? Or This is Bunjo? Peace out. Eh? Eyes the buys the builds the boat. Eyes the buys the sails them. Yeah, I'd like to speak to dudes coming up in the young offender system. That's what I'd like to do. But you guys already know, man. Love each and every one of you at the new Matt Clark.